Hey y'all, Evil Smatter here. Uh, this video is going to be a little different than the previous one. The last one was a Preservation Evoker guide, and this one's going to be a gameplay guide. I'm going to walk through some of the tactics, techniques, procedures on how to really get the full utilization of your class. This is going to include the Lifebind. This is going to include when to echo. This is going to include, primarily, obviously, the Emerald Blossom build. This is going to focus specifically on PvE. I think once you have the fundamentals down of the class, you're not going to be running out of mana. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about not taking the Disintegration mana talent and how we can capitalize on some of these. All right, we're jumping into it. Let's first talk about, real quick before we get into some combos, let's first talk about how I heal. So, in any other way, DPS, utility, whatever the case may be, I'm keybinds, right? All on the keyboard. It's very important. However, in World of Warcraft specifically, I prefer to use Voodoo. Now, Voodoo is clicking, so it can be a little difficult to move, click, and hit keybinds. It takes practice. I do prefer Voodoo though. I use Voodoo for my keyframes. I use it for all of my healing. This is how I heal through raids. With that note, we're going to start with the Emerald Communion, Verdant Embrace, Echo, Lifebind combo. 4 abilities, 4 in talents, right? A 4 spell combination. Let's get through it. So what you're going to see here is a bit of damage here, right? We heal through this, and in about 15 seconds, I give it a little head start. Actually, it's going to be much sooner. I'm running that Temporal Anomaly now, right? We're getting those echoes out. Now, Temporal Anomaly only gives about, I believe it was 5, and I gave out 1 more. 5. I'm clicking right now. I'm clicking echoes, right? These are echoes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Verdant Embrace on someone with lower health because it's going to do a big heal on them. So it's a big single target heal, right? Onto an immediate Emerald Communion. This has to be done fast. Lifebind only applies to the person or persons for 4 seconds. Emerald Communion, I don't know how long the time is. I think it's 4 or 5 seconds. It's very quick. You have a very quick window. It should be an immediate Verdant Embrace Emerald Communion. And we're going to see that right here, right? There's the Lifebind, right? I have it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're not going to include the pets. It happens. Things happen. We have a decent amount of damage coming out. There it is, right? And now I'm actually, if you saw, I was the lowest health. I'm actually getting healed when they're getting healed. If we take it back, we're going to go back 10 seconds. Let's see that my HPS right now is sitting at a nice 190, right? Decreasing a little bit, not a whole lot to heal. 195, right? Go into the Lifebind, and when we do the Emerald Communion, which is what we're doing now, right? I only have 1 second left. And you can see Emerald Communion just started. So I was a little slower than I would have liked to have been. That's okay. But we can see by the end of that, I'm at 217 at the end of the Lifebind. Let me further caveat that with don't stop the Emerald Communion unless you need to move, because it'll keep going and it doesn't just heal you. I don't remember the exact talent, but the talent will then heal another member if you're full health. So you're still healing people. So I still ended that with 217 even at the end of that Emerald Communion cast. All right. So remember, recap. With that entire thing, we throw out our Temporal Anomalies down here, this spell over here. From there, we throw out Echoes, as many as we can. It's preferable if you can even throw out Living Flames beforehand, get Essence Burst procs, because you get free Echoes from that. You'll be able to throw out even more, and that's where that, you'll be able to get 12, relatively, like max actually, 12. From there, when you're ready, you have like a 10-second time frame from the first echo that you threw. Verdant Embrace, the lowest health, immediately into an Emerald Communion. That is a raid cooldown. That is not a single person cooldown. That is an entire raid cooldown right there. I think the second most important thing is something I actually found out on my talents. Or I had a comment on my guide video, and someone discussed the idea that they really enjoyed the Energy Loop talent. And it looks wonderful, doesn't it? 7,200 mana over time, especially if you can get an Essence Burst proc. You get the free Disintegrate. It does damage and generates mana. Let me caveat that with an Emerald Blossom costs 12,000 mana, okay? 12,000. If I just simply start throwing out Living Blossom or Living Flames. Now it's not guaranteed. Living Flame does cost 5,000 mana, but by the time you cast it, you usually get it back. But there's a free Essence Burst, right? We have two actually. We have two free Essence Bursts. That's two 12,000 mana spells that I can cast if I choose to do them with Blossom, right? And not only that, let's take it a step further. Combine that with our talents. Emerald Blossom will heal even further. It has a chance to grow a new one. And then even further, we get the 3 Emerald Blossoms that leave it behind sprouts, right? I personally feel that the idea of casting Disintegrate ever in a raid is not preferred. You're losing. You're actually, in my opinion, losing DPS and healing. If you're trying to DPS and you guys don't need as much healing, Living Flame the boss. That's 72,000 to an ally, or 63. You can see it at the top left, or 63 to a mob. That is going to be 100k over 3 seconds, right? That's a 1.1 second cast, 5,000 mana. That costs essence. So I understand they're from different pools, and I understand the mana is nice, but it's not as nice as getting those free procs. Let's take it a step further. If you have your set gear, your Living Flame has a chance to apply an Echo. We just talked about how amazing it is to do the Lifebind combo. Echoes aren't just for that, but they're for Emerald Blossom will heal more. Everything will be doubled, right? Let's read the spell. Wrap an ally. Your next non-Echo spell casts an additional time on that ally. If I had everyone with an Echo and I did an Emerald Blossom, that's pretty much a raid cooldown, honestly, is what it feels like. Not the spell itself, but the combination of all the talents that support it and everything going on. I would not be running Energy Loop if you want to do damage on a boss, Living Flame. Let me take that even further. If you're running out of mana, it is okay to stop casting spells. Personally, sometimes, even on Mythic rating, I will just stop casting. If there's not damage being done, if nothing's happening, just stop casting. Take a second, take a breather. In combat, mana regen is not terrible. It gives you enough to build up a variety of things. Don't have to always be casting. Fire Breath, low mana cost, right? When you hit Fire Breath, we're going to also get our Leaping Flames, and one Living Flame that costs 5,000 will now hit 4 people. It's okay to just stop. I know that's not normal in this game, but it's okay to just take a breather, take a second, do mechanics, and maintain your mana. And that is what I would highly recommend. Honestly, I play these talents every single time. I know this is slightly deviation from gameplay, but I actually think it's the second most important thing that I see other evokers do in terms of gameplay is they use Disintegrate and Raid. I wouldn't recommend it. I think something that is very underappreciated for Preservation Evokers is the idea of Fire Breath and Living Flame. And I have the perfect example to show you all of Fire Breath and Living Flame taking me from 70,000 HPS, where no damage is happening, to an instant 230 on a very measly 2 or 3 heals. Let's check it out. Alright, so we're beginning the fight on Mythic Council, okay? At the beginning of Mythic Council, not a lot of damage. I'm actually hitting the boss with a little bit of damage here. I'm doing Living Flame on some of the members. I usually throw a Temporal Anomaly. I set up Dream Breath right there. Alright, so we're at 57,000. Shaman's at 88. So we have a Fire Breath. You always want the Fire Breath to go to full stacks every single time because of the Living Flame proc from the talent on the left side. I always don't remember names. That gives you more Living Flame based on how many procs or how many the empowerment level of Fire Breath. Alright, so there we go. Right, everyone took damage. My Living Flame, and the reason my heals has also gone up is I did a Temporal Anomaly with Reversion. So the same Lifebind technique we did earlier, you can do with any spell. It doesn't have to be Verdant Embrace, it could be Reversion. And I had some Dream Breath out as well. My Dream Breath is this little white bar right there, so I have it on me. I have it on Shade, I have it on TTK. I don't see it on anyone else. So I'm at 160 now, right? So now on top of that, all right, I hit my I hit my Fire Breath. I went from 160 to 190, and now and clicking on Chula, I'm clicking Living Flame, and I went from It's casting right now. I threw it out. I went from 190 to 234 with 5 living flames. A reversion, Dream Breath, Fire Breath, Living Flame. 4 heals, 80k, 57k to 240k HPS. I didn't use Tip the Scales. I didn't use Dream Flight. I didn't use Rewind. I actually haven't even used a whole lot of Emerald Blossoms, and that's my primary builder. That is how powerful Fire Breath and Living Flame are together. Combine that with a couple hots that helped out, no doubt. But Fire Breath and Living Flame is a star here. The next gameplay focus that I'd like to discuss is Dream Flight. Dream Flight is a wonderful, wonderful heal. It's huge, it's massive, it heals a lot. It's an on heal and then a hot throughout as well. It's one of 2 major cooldowns that we have. Actually, I would argue 3 if you can include Emerald Communion. So with that, let's take a look real quick. I'll talk through this. So on Igira, on Mythic, this is Mythic. Right, we're soaking the weapons. You can see my Dream Flight. I'm hitting, I don't know, I'd say at least 80% of the raid. I'm missing a couple. I'll probably hit the Mage. I don't think I'll hit the Shaman or the Hunter. I'll hit the Lock. Now, the thing is they're about to take damage. I'm actually waiting a second. I'm actually pre-aiming this. Right? As you can see, I am not healing. Just like I said in the last section, I'm not actually healing right now. I'm just sitting here. My hots are healing if I have any. There's a little bit of blossoms going on, but I was just sitting there, right? And I gained about 10k mana. Anyway, I'm flying across. You can see that I hit a good majority of the raid, right? It's very important that you hit the raid because you can see it's still healing, right? Still going. I have 7 seconds left. This is still ticking on people. It's a huge heal. Make sure that you maximize. You're going to find it difficult. Let me actually fast forward and find it real quick. We killed Volocross as well. And I'll show you a time that it is hard to hit Dreamflight. It's not easy. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, here we are. This is a Dreamflight that is only hitting half the raid. So really, I'm only getting half the heals out of this. It's not a very optimal Dreamflight, but it's still really good even for this small group. And it's going to help out a lot. Again, it's going to apply that hot. So let's check it out. It's actually really hard to hit this because when it does it, it pushes them away. So it's probably going to only hit like 2 or 3 people. But we need it. It's a heal, and it helps us, especially when we only have 11% mana. It's still a really good raid cooldown. So let's see it. There I go. I actually hit everybody. Wow, impressive. I hit him beforehand. So that is a Dreamflight that I would argue would be less optimal, but it's simply because of the fight, right? We don't really get a choice in that matter, but you still try to hit as many people as you physically can. All right, let's talk about our major raid cooldown, Rewind. Rewind, let me back up a little bit. Rewind is a heal that, and I'll read it off directly, is a heal that rewinds 33% of the damage taken in the last 5 seconds by all allies, at least healing for 30k. And it also says healing increased by 100% when not in a raid, but we're in a raid, so it doesn't apply here. Excuse me. With that, Rewind should be used if people are like 50% dead, maybe 60. You want to use it right after a hit because it rewinds the damage. It's not just a heal, right? I mean, it is for the 30k, but you're not going to maximize that. Whew. Excuse me. So, we're going to watch my HPS skyrocket from 204, I think it was 270, 250, 2 something with a simple rewind, right? 50k HPS, just like that. Raid cooldown, as expected. It is a raid cooldown, but let's make sure we're using it optimally. Oh, let me reduce the speed. All right. There was a Verdant Embrace, by the way, because he was low health, and I thought he needed saving. Verdant Embrace, huge heal. Huge, huge heal. All right, look at the raid. They're all almost dead. This is bad. I'm still at 205k HPS, last place. Oh, well, things happen. All right, there's our rewind. We're up to 220 already, right? It's already starting to heal people. And then we're slowly increasing. We're at 250, 260, 270. I'm obviously healing in between. We can see some blossoms popping off, right? But Rewind is that primary heal right there that's actually healing everyone. And now they're almost full health. Tank's getting beat on a little bit, but that's as expected. Now, let me show you a rewind that isn't good. This is not such a great rewind, right? So for this rewind, so let's see that in action. Ooh, I got a speed. Let's work it down to 1. All right, so right here, a little bit of damage, a decent amount, right? For some reason, right there, I pressed rewind. I'm not really sure why. Honestly, I don't know if it was a misclick. I don't know. I'm just saying this is definitely a time not to use it, right? You want to make sure people are hurting. That's just the reality. I mean, it's a raid cooldown, right? Right there, everyone's full up. No one's health changed. Everyone is full. The first hit of your rewind should be everyone's like half dead at least, or unless you have a cooldown, right? Which we do. Part of the reason I used it was for that, but I used it a little late. People were dead, so or sorry, people weren't dead. This is not a good time to use a rewind. Another really good thing that we have as evokers is mobility, right? We don't just have healing, right? Really good healing, but we also have mobility. And not only do we have self mobility, we have team mobility. I'll talk about Zephyr in a little bit, but for now, rescue. You should be taking the rescue talent. It is amazing. I'm about to give you an example of why. Now, I rescued a class in just a minute that I'm going to show you that probably didn't need rescuing. I don't know if he had cooldowns or not, but I know that he was hurting, and it probably saved his life, especially on the tails. On Mythic, you get hit, you're dead. With that, in addition to that, it also applies a shield to that person. So if you're standing right on top of them and they're about to die, you don't have any heals other than casting a living flame, pick them up, drop them right where they are. You can do that as well. That's a good rescue thing if you need it. I wouldn't just be casting rescue on people randomly. They're probably going to hate you, actually. I would not do that for fun. All right, here we go. Picked him up, threw him across the tail slam. Let's go see what his health was. I briefly missed it. The character I picked up is Rise. C's at 40%. That's pretty high. We're on the right side. He's either going to walk back or go that way. I just picked him up and put him over there. And there we go. And you saw that little shield, right? Right there. We can still see the shield right there. There's still a shield on him, right? The lowest health. So I don't know whether he would have lived or died. I just know that he did live. And he moved because of that. So rescue, great ability, great for mobility, great for moving people if you need it. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about Zephyr. So Zephyr conjures an updraft to lift you and your 4 nearest allies, reducing damage taken from area effect by 20%, increasing movement speed. Now, mind you, this is not an entire raid cooldown. It is you and 4 allies, but it still helps, right? So let's take a look. Igira, almost dead. Well, 45%. We're gonna use Zephyr for the spears to help people out. Let's reduce the speed. Now, mind you, the spears say damage to all players. I count that as an AoE. So that's when I used it. So we can see the spear. There's my Zephyr. I used it. And we're actually going to see it's actually a decent amount of damage saved. That actually usually takes them almost to like 10% every time. And we have to heal them up pretty quick. It's pretty rigorous on Mythic. Anyway, Zephyr, don't use it for the movement. So, I mean, I still do it, to be honest with you. It's just a bad habit, when you're first playing, not realizing breaking old habits is hard, huh? So don't use Zephyr for movement, unless you need to. There are times that you need to. I don't disagree. But the goal is for that AoE. It can save people's lives. Honestly, with the rest of the video, I'm going to give you guys some time to watch how I play if you want. If you want to take a look, feel free to watch some of the gameplay. I'm going to post the next section of the video is going to be the combination of the kills, not the entire fights, but the kills for Mythic Gnarlroot, Igira, Volocross, and Council. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to check out my Twitch. Come follow. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all under same Evil Smatter. Obviously, subscribe to my YouTube. I post videos. If there's anything you're looking for, please let me know. I know someone had requested this video, so I'm happy to make them. I do this for fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy teaching. I love what I do. So if you guys need anything, let me know. Happy to help. Hope you guys had a good, hope you enjoyed the video more than anything. And I'll see y'all next time. Take care.